Okay, so what we're gonna practice now is creating a Venn diagram. This is probably something that you guys struggled with most on Friday, and we're gonna talk about common mistakes in a second. So you guys did well when you like submitted your actual pictures to me by doing this guy on the outside, because this square represents our sample space. So that's going to be the total number of juniors at AFHS in our situation. So there's 60 total juniors who are going to be represented. The two events are they can either study French or they can study Spanish. That's so ugly. All right, so that's going to be our two events. So if we read just and go ahead and mark all of the first ones. So the first one is 10 students study French and Spanish. All of you guys did really well there by putting a 10 here in the middle. That's going to be the intersection. It's the intersection because of the word and. All right. So then we're going down here and it says 35 students study French. The most common mistake that I saw you guys do is when you got to that, you put 35 right in the middle. The problem is this entire purple circle represents all of the students who study French, which means the 35 should actually go out here. If there's 35 students total who study French and 10 of those students also study Spanish, that's where the subtraction comes in. You're taking your 35, you're subtracting how many study both. So 35 minus 10, 25 is what I should have seen there. Most people had 35 there, and that's kind of what made it incorrect later on. But again, what happened was 35 study French. That means this entire circle represents 35. We already counted 10 of them. So 35 minus 10, 25 only study French. All right. The other piece of information we have is that 2 do not study French nor Spanish. So I can't put them in the French bubble. I can't put them in the Spanish bubble, which means they have to just go out here on that rectangle. All right. When we add all these up, so I have my 2 who study nothing, my 25 who study French, and then my 10 who study both. I'm going to add those up. So bring 5. We have, what? LOL, I'm dumb. 2, 7, 37. So we have 37 students are counted here. I know that there are 60 total, so I'm going to go ahead and do my 60 minus 37. 60 minus 37 would, in fact, give us 23, which means the remaining students. So if I counted for 37 for those who speak French or both or don't do any, that added up to 37. Subtracted that from the total, which is 23. So only 23 study only Spanish. So that question, after you submitted your picture and I asked you a question, it said how many students study only Spanish. The answer there was 23. If you kept that as a 35, then you ended up with 13. So 13 was the most common answer. That's because most of you guys forgot to subtract that 10 there. So subtract the middle number, and then you'll get the correct number over there.